You're watching the interview. The job environment in Gabon since 2009 seems to be in need of bilingual employees. Ones speaking both French as well as English. To respond to the enterprise's needs, many language schools are being opened. That is the case of Mr. Mendes Language Business School. So today we're going to be talking about the education business environment, and of course we'll better understand what is the importance of let's say people speaking English in order to help companies to have bilingual employees. And among those enabling people to learn English is Mr. Mendes. Mr. Loicke Mendes, who is the manager of Mendes Language School. Hello, sir, and welcome to Gabon 24.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. How do you feel today?
Pretty good.
Well, first question is, can you please introduce yourself, deeply to the viewers?
Okay, my name is Loicke Mendes. I'm a journalist.
Okay.
But today I'm here to speak about my institute.
Okay.
That I'm opening very soon. We are launching it in a couple of days.
Okay.
So Loicke Mendes is a TV and radio presenter. He's also a businessman. That's what I can say for now.
Pretty
about
good.
Myself.
Okay. So you mean your language school is not yet created, if I understand?
It's created already.
But you're going to launch it. You'll be launching it officially very soon.
And start the classes very soon.
Okay. What are the motivations? Why did you create that business? Language school of yours?
You know, it's very important when you nowadays when you speak to people or when you have an invitation to come for a job or something, a business, you always have to be bilingual. And I came to notice that it's very important for us to put people in the mood of speaking both English and French.
Okay.
And I said, if I can help people to speak that language of Shakespeare, why not? And I have the opportunity to do the same. So let me help people.
Okay, so you said you are, a journalist as well?
Yeah.
If you allow me to ask you the question, right? Are you a civil servant, journalist? Do you work for?
I'm a journalist. I'm working somewhere. I'm doing my internship somewhere.
Okay.
And I don't want to mention because I don't want to do a free
advertising.
advertising.
Yeah, definitely.
So I'm somewhere as a journalist, sport journalist.
Okay, pretty good.
And then I'm also somewhere as a radio presenter.
Okay.
So some people will see me and say, oh, that is the man.
Okay.
And it's not interfering to what I want to do now.
Okay. In fact, if I ask you whether you were a civil servant, that is because if you were given the opportunity, maybe in the past, to integrate, to be recruited as a civil servant, and if also you had the opportunity to keep on being an entrepreneur, what will be advantages to you?
I think both.
Okay.
Is a matter of managing your time, having a very good timetable, and having a free mind of being like a bird, being free, because your mind should be free before you start something new. Or because if you are not free, you think that you may think that you waste your time.
Okay.
But if you appropriately use your time, you think that you gain your time.
Okay.
And when you lost time, you don't gain it back. So you have to think before starting something.
I'm very lucky. I wanted to say the interview, TV show is very lucky having you today. Why? Because you have not yet, officially launched your school. That, brings me to ask you the question, okay, have you kind of, do you know or do you have an idea of the number of language schools that exist in Libreville, and how do you plan to differ from those, language schools which already exist?
You know, we have some classic, let me say you have some classic school or institute doing what I'm going to do.
Okay.
I have noticed that they are doing it very well.
Okay.
But the spirit may not be the same. You know, I've been in a country where everybody is doing the same thing and everybody is getting money or getting profit. So the problem is not what you are doing if it's different from what the other person is doing. Okay. The problem may be the way you are doing it.
Maybe the way can differ, definitely. What's going to be that method of yours? Maybe when you talk about the way, this maybe brings me to ask you the question, what's going to be the method? Because
it's going to be very easy method.
Okay, what is it then?
For example, the way I'm introducing introducing people to the language is, let me give you an example.
Okay.
If somebody come to me, the first time I take the opportunity to speak to people who want to learn English, I will tell them that you are allowed to do mistakes.
Okay.
Because don't be afraid of doing mistakes. Because without mistakes, you are not perfect.
Yep.
So you have to allow yourself to do mistakes. So that the reason why I'm here is to help you. I'm not a teacher, I'm a facilitator.
Pretty
That
good.
makes things very easier for us.
That's pretty good. So, and I understand. And in fact, if I understand you, you're kind of using a psychologist approach.
Yes.
I mean, letting the learners know that, of course, you want to learn the language, so don't be afraid to make mistakes, because it's
Sure.
by making mistakes that you can improve yourself.
Sure.
I think it's a pretty interesting approach. Why not? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So now tell me, are you planning maybe to deliver or to offer to give some certificates from after trainings?
In the future, maybe, as is an institute,
Okay.
we have to deliver some certificates.
Yeah.
But we are starting,
Okay.
and we don't want to give pressure to that. If we make pressure on certificates, the paper is good, but the paper is not the essential.
Okay.
The essential thing to do is to give people the appetite to speak it.
Okay.
Because if you are speaking it without certificate, you can also be employed or be useful to the world.
So if I understand, as long as maybe you, language schools managers, you should be grateful, allow me to say so, to Gabon 24, as long as we have in a bilingual program. What is your feeling, having such a bilingual program in Gabon?
You know, from abroad, I've been watching. I've been watching Gabon 24. Let me call it Gabon 24. I don't like changing the names.
Yeah, you're right.
So I'm happy to be here, honored to be here, because it's a type of, it's a type of opportunities that we cannot see everywhere. And what you people are doing here in this country is very useful for the nation. Because you cannot be a Gabonese and not be in the world. Because the Gabon is in the world. So we have to try as much as possible being English-speaking people.
I just want to seize this opportunity to greet our friends, our followers, actually watching us in whether Ghana, Botswana, and South Africa, and so forth, right? Well, let's come back, onto that business of yours. To ask, what's going to be the background of your trainers? What's going to be the background of your trainers? Are they going to be, let's say, professional trainers as long as you're launching the program? Or are you going to be, hiring volunteers?
First of all, they are volunteers, because they also, my motivations are pure, because I'm taking people who love English. Because without love, we cannot do anything. If they love the language and they want to differentiate it to people, they want to share it with people, that is the kind of people that I'm taking with me. People who love that. And if they love that, they can share it easier.
If they love that, they can share it easy. That's the case of Gabon 24, Gabon 24, loving English.
Yes.
And that's why we actually
you see the way you are sharing that language to people. You see, when you come like this, you are just free to speak it. You enjoy the program.
Oh, thank you very much for encouragement, right?
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Now, what's going to be that piece of advice of yours that you can give to the viewers who, consider themselves self-learners or autodidacts learning English?
They have to keep moving. And they have to get, I used a word called appetite. And if you have the appetite, you eat. So get the appetite of learning it. Because my motto is, where there is a will, there is a way. So without the will, you cannot do anything. So you have to be willing of loving. You have to be willing of learning. Everything is concentrating on your will. And your will is the base of everything. All
right. That's pretty good. So in a kind of short term, as long as you're planning to launch officially your school, what's going to be your perspectives? Soon after you launch it, what's going to be your strategy to better be known and to better challenge the others?
My objectives are just to make sure that people came to me and they got what they wanted to get. This is first of all what I want to see in people's eyes, to see that they came without nothing, or they came without knowing that they were able to do.
Okay.
And after 3 months, because in my program, after 3 months, you may be able to speak it.
Oh, pretty
You
good.
may not be perfect, but you may be able. Because
good.
the first step of anything is to be able. Immediately you are able, you can be perfect. But without the spirit of being able, you cannot be perfect.
Very good. So who are you targeting, to? What is your target?
I'm targeting everybody.
Okay.
I'm targeting everybody because as soon as you can say good morning or you can say bonjour,
Okay.
you can say good morning.
Very good.
If you can say au revoir, you can say goodbye. So everybody who can speak is welcome.
We can notice that in Libreville there are, as if I can say so, maybe I can make a mistake, and I apologize for that. Right?
A lot of
we can notice that the kind of as a lot of let's say language school existing as possible now. Do you think it's kind of challenging? The concept of language immersions in English-speaking countries.
You know, the first mind that we have to get is to be people who are inspiring other people.
Okay.
If you want to inspire people, you don't stop yourself because there is a challenge.
Okay.
Because a challenge makes you progress. You improve yourself with challenge. So I'm happy to hear that and to see that people have been doing it before me. It's good. I don't fear being in competition or having a type of challenge.
Okay.
It's good for me. It's good for my spirit.
So we just want to make sure, as because I ask you the question to know whether you consider that the language school market is kind of competing with the let's say language immersion market. Those agencies taking students and sending them let's say in whether in Ghana or South Africa.
Yeah. You see, it's gonna be profitable for people, parent, because instead of giving a lot of money to go abroad, you just spending something like 200 200 CFA, and the person would take a transportation and go here and there, not far.
Very good.
We're preventing people to spend a lot of money to go abroad.
All right. I apologize. We've come to the end of this TV program. Maybe you have a last word to the viewers.
My last word gonna be: if you have a will, you have everything. Don't be afraid of speaking this marvelous language.
Thank you one more time. So we've come to the end of this interview on Gabon 24. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much one more time. I remind that you are Mr. Loicke Mendes, manager of Mendes Language Institute, which is actually going to be a language school integrating that business environment of, let's say, language schools in Libreville. Should you also, ladies and gentlemen, will or feel like promoting your business or taking part in this TV program, feel free to contact us. Thanks for following us. This was the interview on Gabon 24. Keep watching us on major social networks, Facebook, Twitter, and we are also streaming on YouTube. Goodbye. Thank you very much.